What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mika Chanel, back with another edition of Mika Chanel is Just Saying. We are talking about Mob Wives, Season 6, Episode number 8, you guys. Before I get into this episode, I want to say rest in peace to Big Ange. Everybody knows that she passed away a couple weeks ago, but this is my first Mob Wives blog since that happened because I did not blog about Mob Wives last week. It was very sad to hear that she had passed away, and then to see, her on the show and everything. So I probably won't talk about Anne so much anymore in my blogs, just because I don't know how comfortable I feel with it. But of course I'm gonna have to mention her in regarding to some of the scenes. But yeah, it's very sad. So my thoughts and prayers go out to her friends and family and all of that. Anyway, so let's get into this episode, you guys. Mob Wives, Season 6, Episode number 8. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe, okay? Now let's get into it. So it starts out with Drita. She is at home in her little office, and it looks like she's finished her book. She's ready to send the first copy off to her editor and get all that rolling. She goes into, the kitchen. Her daughter Giselle is in there doing her little gymnastics thing. And, she tells Giselle that, she's like, she's like, Giselle has a birthday coming up. And she asks Giselle what she wanted for her birthday. And Giselle says she wants another dog. I don't know what it is with these kids and these pets. And then they're not even the ones that really take care of the pets. So why do they always want pets? I don't understand it. I don't understand it at all. But anyway, so Drita's like, maybe she can go ahead and ask Lee, because she was saying that she didn't think her husband was going to go for it. But she says that Giselle has the magic touch when it comes to her dad, so she's not too worried about it. Anyways, let's move on. That was just a cute little scene with her daughter. And then in another scene, Renee is talking with her son, AJ, because apparently AJ done got all these tickets, like $2,000 or something worth of tickets, and one of the tickets is like $345 for him pissing in public. And I'm like, ew. One, that's gross. And two, why the hell did you get a ticket for that? I would have ran. I'm like, you ain't gonna give me a ticket for peeing outside. I'm about to be up. Deuces on me. Anyways, like I said, sometimes you just got to go. Y'all done been there sometimes. Y'all done went out, had a few drinks. You know what I'm saying? You outside the club and you looking around, nothing is open. You like, maybe I just need to pull over to the side and do it. I mean, hey, I've done it once or twice. I'm not proud of it. But shit happens, I don't know if I've ever been sober and done it though. That's so disgusting. Oh my goodness. Anyway, so she tells him that she's upset that he is living in the house and she still barely sees him. And he's like, Mom, I have a life. You need to get a life. Get a hobby. Do something with your time besides sit around and try to take care of me, So she's thinking about, all of this, going ahead and getting a hobby thing or whatever. I don't know. That was kind of funny that he told her that she needs to get a hobby. Because we all been saying that she needs to get a damn life. And she needs to find a man. That's what she needs. Anyways, in the next scene, you see Brittany and Karen. They're shopping somewhere in a little boutique or whatever. And Brittany tells Karen that she's happy that her and Drita did not get into it at the event. I don't know why she would have thought that they would have gotten into it at the event, but she's happy that they didn't get into it. Karen asked her why she didn't invite Renee and Carla, and she's just like, she feels like Renee and Carla are just instigators. She didn't like the way that everything went down with them telling her, that she, was basically in the wrong and needed to calm down or whatever. So once they move off of that, Brittany tells her about what Drita had said. Now, last week, Drita had told her that, she felt like Karen was the one that went back and told Marissa that, that the men had talked, that Lee and OZ had talked and all of this and all of that. And I'm just like, well, where would Karen even get that from? And why would Karen even say that? I didn't understand that or whatever. But this was enough to set Karen off. is just like, she is not thinking about Lee. Honestly, I don't hear anything on the show with her like bringing up Lee or bringing up Drita's marriage or anything like that on the show. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but as far as like a viewer of the show, I don't see Karen talking about Drita or her husband, you know, in any kind of way or whatever. And she's just like, you know, that's just bullshit. She said Drita wants to do everything she does. You know, she wrote a book. Now Drita wants to write a book. She's like, she feels like Drita is obsessed with whatever relationship Karen had with Lee at the time. And then they do like a flashback montage of all of the times that Drita has brought up, you know, Karen and Lee, or just Karen in general. And it did sound a little crazy when they put it all together, right? But throughout the show, honestly, I mean, that first season, I think Drita did say a lot about, you know, Karen and Lee. She made it seem like Karen was just a, you know, a hit it and quit it type thing. Like he wasn't really into Karen. Then Karen goes into this whole long story because Karen's like, I've had it up to here with this bullshit. She was like, you know, first of all, he lived with me in Arizona when my dad was in protective custody. He didn't want me to have anything to do with my father, you know, and she was like, he wasn't ready for the everything that he needed to do to be with her at the time. She had a child. She, you know, they were in protective custody and all of this and all of that, and he just wasn't ready. And she was like, basically, he ran away. He's a punk bitch. He ran back to New York because he couldn't handle it. She called him a bubblegum gangster. And she looked at the producers and stuff and was like, make sure you film that. I don't care. Make sure you film that. If she wants to let all this out of the vault, I'm gonna let it all out. If she wants to keep talking shit, I ain't thinking about her and her man, but I can let it all out. I bet y'all didn't know all of that, did y'all? I bet y'all didn't know he was a punk ass. I bet you didn't know he lived with me in Arizona. And I'm like, oh shit, well no, I didn't know it. Because let Drita tell it, Karen was just like I said, just like this little hit and quit it or whatever. But clearly it was something a lot more with to it, you know what I mean? Which maybe is why Drita feels a little uneasy, but I don't know. We'll talk about that in the next scene, because in the next scene you see Karen and Renee and Carla are playing bocce ball, which I wasn't sure exactly what the game was that they were playing when it first went over to the scene, but then I heard Renee say that, you know, all Italians play bocce ball. I guess it looks like pool, except for you're throwing the ball. I don't really know. I don't understand it, but whatever. And so they were sitting there talking. She tells them, first of all, I was hoping Renee ass didn't fall over with them big ass titties she got. Because when she leaned over, didn't it seem like she was going to keep going? I was like, them motherfuckers gotta be heavy, girl. I mean, I know I got some nice size ones, you know. Mine are triple D's. So I'm wondering what size she wears, because mine are nowhere near that big. She gotta be in like a damn J or something. Anyway, so then she starts to tell them about what Brittany said, but then she feels like she needs to wait for Marissa because it kind of involves Marissa a little bit as well. So when Marissa finally gets there, they sit down and they look like they got some sandwiches and stuff. They're about to chill, have a good, nice little lunch. So Karen basically says that, you know, tells her what Brittany said, that Drita feels like she's the one that went back and said all of this. And Marissa's like, no, first of all, Drita is the one that, you know, she was like, I never told her, I never said any names about who said this, but then in her interview, she's like, Drita is the one that came to me and said this. You know, Drita is the one. And then they feel like, oh, now Drita is turning it around on Karen. She wants to make Karen out to be the bad guy. And, Carla is sitting here like, well, why the fuck is Brittany going back and forth telling you what the hell Drita said to her anyway? Like, Brittany needs to keep her damn mouth shut. She needs to stay out of it. And then this was all Renee needed, because, you know, she wasn't really feeling Brittany anyway from the beginning. She's just like, yeah, I just want her to stay away from me. Just keep her away from me. Don't bring her around me. I am done with Brittany's motherfucking ass. Now, me personally, I don't know why Brittany went back and told Karen either. When she brought it up to Karen, I felt like, oh my God, this is finna be some shit. You know, because like they were saying, she doesn't know the history between Karen and Drita, and she doesn't know how volatile it can get. But at the same time, you don't need to run back and tell people everything that you know. You know, sometimes you just need to keep stuff to yourself and just see how shit plays out, girl. But you know, Brittany, she wants to be in the mix so bad. You know, she really wants to be in it. So Karen is just going off at this point. She was like, what the hell? She go around, she fucks everybody's man. She fucks all of her friends' men. She got a whole neighborhood arrested because she was messing around with somebody's man. If you want to go off, if you want to, you know, say she want to talk, oh, we can talk. And now Renee is like, oh my God, now it's really about to be on and popping because Karen is letting all the skeletons out the damn closet. And Renee is like, she knows that this is not going to end well between Karen and Drita. You know, it's like World War III about to go on up in here. And so, she, you know, I don't know. I feel like, like I said, I don't remember hearing Karen really even talking about Lee. So I'm not really sure why Drita is saying that Karen is obsessed with her husband. I mean, maybe when they're off camera or maybe there's some things that are edited. I don't know. But just as a viewer, it doesn't seem like Karen is stunting them, you know? Like she ain't paying no attention to them at all, you know, and I just don't understand it. And I mean, it does seem to be that Drita is the one bringing up Karen's name more often than Karen brings up Drita's name. You know what I'm saying? Because like, why would she just off the bat jump to the conclusion that Karen is the one that said that? I mean, I was a little confused by that, you guys. I really was. So anyway, so we're gonna go to the next scene. So Renee looks like she takes AJ's advice and finds herself a hobby. She goes off to dance classes, right? Now she's doing, I'm not sure what kind of dancing they were doing, some type of ballroom dancing, salsa or something, I'm not sure. But, you know, the dance instructor is like, you need to look at me, not at your feet. You have to trust me. And then, you know, Karen with that trust word, Renee with that trust word, she's like, I don't trust anybody. I don't trust anybody, nobody whatsoever. And then the dance instructor is just looking at her like, okay, you can save the dramatics. This is a lookie on his face like, save that shit. I don't want to hear it. Okay, I'm only here to teach you how to dance. I'm not here to be part of your drama-filled life or whatever, you know. So then they start, he tries to teach her another dance, and she does a little shimmy or something with her hips. And he's like, oh, where you learn that at? And why the heck, what'd she say? She was like, I've been fucking for a long time. Who says that to somebody they don't even know? I mean, that's like girlfriend talk. But you drunk with your girls and you know, you just say something goofy like that. But who says that? Renee is a fool, okay? She's a fool. But you know what? She actually did pretty good with dancing. I thought that she did very well, actually. You know, she was following the steps. She was into it, you know. So maybe she was a dancer back in the day, like she said. You know, she said she was a really good dancer when she was younger. She was doing really good. Anyways, in the next scene, we see Karen and Karina. They are pulling out paintings that Karen's dad painted while he was in jail. Not really painted, but it's like charcoal drawings and stuff. And those pictures look good. They look like professionals. And I'm like, are you sure those are from your dad? You know, she says that her dad drew all of those pictures. One of them really touched Karina because it was a picture of her when she was like in 5th grade or something like that. And so that really touched her that he drew her a picture of her like that. Which it was really cute. And those pictures were nice. And she was, Karen was saying, you know, everybody has, you know, one way of looking at her dad, you know, as being Sammy the Bull, the world's most famous underboss and all of this and all of that. But she's like, you know, maybe she can, you know, change the way people look at her dad, change their perspective of him, and showcase his artwork, which, you know, we're going to see that in the next episode. But she was saying, you know, she really wants to do that for her dad. And you can really tell that she's really connected with her dad in spite of everything that, you know, she had to go through because of him, which is good. You know, it's good to stick by your family. Anyways, in the next scene, we see Ann. She goes over to Drita's store and, you know, basically to ask Drita how did stuff go left again with her and Karen. You know, she's like, I thought that we were going to solve all this. And Drita's Just like, what are you talking about? And how does Marissa or Carla or anybody know that? Because you remember in the one scene that Ange and Carla had went furniture shopping, and that's when Carla told Ange about everything. And so Drita's just like, how does Carly even know all of this or whatever? So then she goes in again on the fact, well, first she starts talking about how dumb Carla is. Like, you can't have a conversation with Carla. She's like talking to a tube of lipstick, it's not going to answer back or whatever. I mean, I still don't understand what the issue is with Carla and Drita, but whatever. So then she goes in on Karen and just goes on and on about how Karen is obsessed with her marriage and all of this, and she says that she's gonna crack Karen's skull and smash her, and she's gonna put her back in the witness protection program, and she's gonna remember Lee, but not because of the relationship, because his wife beat her ass. And Drita's going on and on and on, how Drita always does, goes on and on and on and wanting to fight people. And I'm just like, girl, you too old for this mess. You are too. Oh, why would Karen go back telling people that Lee and OZ talked about Drita and Marissa getting along? That doesn't even make sense to me. Why would Karen even want to say something like that? I don't even know why Drita would think that it was Karen that's going around spreading those rumors. That's kind of stupid. I mean, I don't understand it. It just doesn't seem like something logical, but I'm noticing this season that things that Drita does is not logical. I probably noticed it in other seasons, but definitely in this season with Carla coming back into the picture and now this issue and how she, was with Brittany, but then she says that she's, she's gonna try to be peaceful with all of everybody, but it doesn't really seem like, like I had said in the episode when they had to sit down, it didn't really seem like Drita was into it. She just wanted to tell them what they wanted to hear just so she could be done with it. And I don't really understand why Drita's acting like this. It's just a bit ridiculous. And then for one, she should be mad at Brittany. Brittany's the one that went back and told Karen what she said. So why is she going off about Carla and Karen when they wouldn't have even have known anything about what happened if Brittany hadn't went back and ran her mouth, Y'all, this is crazy. Anyway, so the last thing that I'm going to talk about is Karen. She invites Ange, Carla, and Marissa, and Renee out for a paint night. And they're thinking, they're going to be painting some fruit on the table or maybe some trees. But no, they are painting a nude man. So Renee is just like, she's so intrigued, right? She's like, oh my God, I haven't seen a penis in daylight in so long. I'm like, but you've been seeing them at night, girl? I mean, what? Anyway, so I think that I think that Karen had told the instructor, that they were there to try to cheer Ange up because she's going through a lot. Because she called Ange up and asked Ange to pull off the guy's towel, and Ange is like yanking his towel off, and everybody's like covering up their eyes and still trying to peek and look. And then they gotta draw this man. Now, I don't know about y'all, but this will make me very, very uncomfortable. And it's not like, I don't know. I was uncomfortable just watching it, and I don't know why. That's a naked man is just for me in private. I don't know if I want to stare at him just like with all the lights on and everybody's around. I don't mind the lights on, and you know what I mean, but it's just like a personal thing, like a one-on-one type thing. I don't know. It would just really make me uncomfortable to be sitting here trying to paint and looking at this man and painting. I don't know. I was just really uncomfortable, but it was really funny. They all seemed like they had a great time. They were all laughing and having fun, and that's what I like to see. I like to see them having fun, and they were cheering Ange up and all of that. So that's pretty much it. It ended kind of on a sad note. The episode ended with Ange on her way to her surgery and all of that, but I don't really want to get into it. So that was that. That was pretty much the end of the episode. Basically, it just seems, this season to me a little bit seems like the Karen and Drita show. It's just them two, they like are like oil and water. They're gonna just not mix. They're gonna butt heads every time they see each other. They're gonna say they're gonna be cool with each other, but they're really not cool with each other. And I just feel like I said in the beginning, that Drita seems like she's over these women. She doesn't want to be friends with them anymore. She is just on this show just to be on the show. You know, this is the last season, and she's probably happy it's the last season, so she doesn't have to see these ladies anymore. But yeah, it's about to get real, y'all. It's about to get real. Anyways, you guys, that's all I have. What do you think about the whole Brittany running back and telling Karen what Drita said? What do you think about all the stuff that Karen said? I mean, she said a lot in this episode, right? I mean, she let it out, okay? She let it all hang out. And I mean, that's what happens when you are constantly picking at someone and picking at someone and picking at, I mean, eventually they just snap and you never know what's going to come out. I mean, whew, I'm just looking forward to the next week and the week after that. I just really want to see the aftermath of all of this, you guys. I don't know. I'm hoping they don't get to really fighting and trying to crack skulls and all of that. They're too old for that shit. They're just way too old for it. I mean, once you leave your 20s, it's just, unless somebody physically comes up to you and does something to you physically, you know, why is fighting the first thing that comes to your mind, girl? Drita, you need to get that shit together. You need to go some anger management classes again. No, I don't think she was in anger management. I think she had said she had just took up boxing or something to get her aggression out in that one season. But yeah, y'all, she needs to get it together, okay? But Karen done let all the skeletons out the bag. She done let it all hang out. And I was here for it. I was here for it. Oh man. Anyway, so that's all I have, you guys, for Mob Wives season 6 episode number 8. We got a bunch more episodes to go and I'm looking forward to it. Again, like I said, if you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. And until next time, please stay real, stay safe, and stay tuned to Mika Chanel is just saying. Bye-bye.